Well, that's a scene many of us are all too familiar with, and one we're hoping not to see as another fire season approaches. The last several years have been catastrophic in terms of wildfires in eastern Washington and North Idaho.
And that is why leaders from state and local fire agencies are changing their way of thinking. 2 on Your Side's Whitney Ward has covered many of these fires.
And she has more on the changes we could see here in our area this summer.
Yeah, after the Carlton Complex and the Okanogan Complex fires, it was pretty clear changes were needed. So I talked to some folks at DNR today, and they agreed Washington fire seasons are changing. They're starting earlier and they're lasting longer. It's not just a June, July, and August problem anymore. So along with that is a shift in how our firefighters, state and local, are trying to keep the fires we do get from getting any worse. So here's what I learned. DNR now bringing staff on earlier than they ever have, getting them trained so they can be in place and ready to go as soon as that fire call comes in. In fact, they've already started for this year. Here in the northeast region of our state, we are also bringing in more aircraft to be pre-positioned and on standby. So there's nothing that can replace air support in a big wildfire. So those kinds of planes and even choppers are going to be critical. There is also another greater effort now to keep those fires from getting that big in the first place. So right now, there's a big emphasis on hazardous fuels reduction. That's going to be on state and federal land. We're talking about places like Fish and Wildlife land, Colville National Forest, DNR land, or Riverside State Park, even private land, just reducing those fuels, clearing away the lower brush and debris that can burn so easily and allow those fires to climb and spread. I also asked which areas we're talking about specifically here in our area. So I'm told Stevens County, of course, has a ton of land, as well as Okanogan County. We know that. But not just that. There's also Ferry, Pend Oreille, and even here in Spokane-County. Now, that reduction may come in the form of prescribed burns. That's something that just hasn't been done much lately at all. And they're trying to get back to that because they know it makes a difference. It may also come in the form of additional prison crews from Airway Heights. DNR told me today those initial attack crews are instrumental in the immediate response of a major fire, so they're hoping to expand that program as well. And lastly, those federal, state, and local agencies all are going to start doing a lot more interagency training, learning how to work and communicate with each other out in the field better than in the past, pooling their resources and making sure they are taking advantage of every tool we have to protect lives and property. In the studio tonight, Whitney Ward, KREM 2 News.